Hi, and welcome to the 2016 edition of the Missouri Urban Journalism Workshop. I'm Anna Pruce of Park Hill South High School in Kansas City. Last fall's protests by the group Concerned Student 1950 and others are still reverberating around the MU campus. As Kayla Gross of Fort Osage High School in Independence, Missouri learned, it's affecting more than just enrollment.
For almost 2 months, the University of Missouri was filled with immense tension.
You could feel the tension between students that were protesting, students that weren't necessarily protesting but were a part of marginalized groups, and then people that weren't. You could sense the tension and see it in various different ways just by walking to class. People would look at you differently.
Last fall's events are also affecting enrollment. It's expected to be down by at least 2,600 incoming freshmen this fall.
I think that there's a lot of reasons for it. I know that certainly smaller classes coming out of high school are an issue. But I think that we're going to do what we've always done.
In January, the university administration required diversity and racial inclusion training for faculty and students.
Yeah, I think that ultimately we're a better campus for what happened. We're talking about issues that had been hidden for a long time. I think that they're creating some trainings, which would be good. Anything we can do to raise a lot of these issues that were brought up can only benefit this campus and the conversations on campus.
But not everyone agrees.
I think the climate will be this, if not the same, or worse than it was last fall. Just because I feel like tension is starting to rise over the summer.
An administration spokeswoman says they are working to resolve the issues raised last fall. In Columbia, I'm Kayla Gross with the Missouri Urban Journalism Workshop.
A football team usually shows its power on the field, but as Will Morris of Millard West High School in Omaha, Nebraska found out, a team can also have power off the field.
The University of Missouri can be divided into two parts. The campus before the racial protests of November 2015 that led to former President Tim Wolf's ouster, and the campus since. One group, which had a major influence on the demonstrations, is now the only group that seems to be able to unite a divided campus.
I think it shows the power of the football players as individuals in terms of a team. Listen, if you're in a college town, there's nothing that's going to influence town more during college football season in a big town like Columbia as, the football team.
Matt Michaels, broadcaster at KTGR ESPN Radio for the Zimmer Radio Group, believes the football team is able to bring together all kinds of people on campus.
Yeah, there's a lot of influence, not just in terms of, how people follow the team, but also economics, all the rest of it. When you get to Saturdays in the fall, it's kind of the lifeblood of a community like this one.
On campus, many feel a common ground with the football team, such as Andrew Sansucci, a senior on the Mujw swim team.
Being athletes together, we all sit together, we help each other out in classes, and I've never had a bad experience with a football player, and they bring a really positive atmosphere to the classroom and to the athletics portion of Mujw.
However, it isn't just student athletes who share a common ground with their football team. All across this campus and all across Columbia, people of different backgrounds can all come together with a shared symbol of their team, and that symbol is pride.
It's cool for them to be a symbol that Mujw can rally around.
That meant to me something that I could be proud of as a student.
Missouri football is a sense of pride. I was proud to be in an SEC school.
So when the Missouri Tigers return to hallowed Faurot Field this fall, they won't just be uniting together to win games and chase titles. They will be uniting what has been a splintered campus. With the Missouri Urban Journalism Workshop, I'm Will Morris from Columbia.
The Columbia LGBTQ community is struggling to deal with the Orlando tragedy. Nyla Grigsby of South High School in Blue Springs, Missouri, learned how some of them are doing just that.
Veronica Versace has been a drag queen for more than a year. He has found a safe place for him and his friends to gather.
In Columbia, we have Yin Yang, and that's the place where everyone feels comfortable to go and to be at.
The Orlando killing struck at the heart of the LGBTQ community.
Not only did it impact people who go to nightclubs, but it impacted gay people who go to nightclubs, and it also impacted people of color who are gay who go to nightclubs.
MJ Seahawk is an MU student who self-identifies as queer.
Being queer is so much more than just, who you have sex with. It's your friends, it's your community, it's who you love.
This club here held an event after the Orlando, Florida shootings. The proceeds went to the families of the victims.
It's nice to be able to see the community come together and not be scared, and be able to just be happy and have fun and dance and enjoy themselves.
The Yin Yang Club helped raise a total of $4,083 that night. Versace feels obligated to help the community.
Being a member of the community as like a queen is kind of, I feel it's like our personal role to kind of help uplift the community.
Versace says people are still using their voices. He hopes people can put their differences aside and unite. With the Missouri Urban Journalism Workshop, I'm Nyla Grigsby.
One of the most divisive issues this campaign season is immigration. But as Mandy Clark from Millard West High School in Omaha, Nebraska found out, even legal immigrants have their challenges.
Okay. It's not always easy for someone to make their way into another's life, let alone another country, as John Mayer can testify.
It was difficult at first. My first year here, I had about 3 years of English when I got here, so I understood most of it, but I was not very confident in speaking English yet.
With one simple marriage, Jan Mayer's life changed. His German mom found an American husband, and at age 14, Jan found out that he would be living in St. Charles, Missouri. Although Jan was not fluent in English, he still looked forward to seeing America in person rather than on TV. Now at age 25, Jan lives in Columbia, has graduated college, and owns a husky.
Sit. Shake.
Although Jan's experience may have been good, not everyone is so openly welcomed into the U.S. Stephen Blower is an immigration lawyer.
They're foreign, they're too foreign, they don't have the same, they're not Christian, all the usual formula, stuff that you hear.
When I was growing up, two of my best friends were Muslim, and it was not even a thing. It was like different hair color or something, we didn't really care about it.
According to the Bureau of Consular Affairs, more than 530,000 immigrants received a U.S. visa last year. That's an increase of more than 60,000 immigrants from 2014.
Because people don't really understand the law, they come up with all kinds of opinions, right? And usually uninformed opinions.
One of the most outspoken about the topic is Donald Trump. In one of his tweets, Trump said, "I love the Mexican people, but Mexico is not our friend. They're killing us at the border, and they're killing us on jobs and trade. Fight."
Okay, careful what you wish for, because you may not want to know what that really looks like.
There have been many immigrants throughout the history of America. We are a nation of immigrants, but even if many are still against Hispanics and Muslims coming to this country, other immigrants like Jan show it is still possible for them to come and make a life of their own. With the Missouri Urban Journalism Workshop, I'm Mandy Clark in Columbia.
The use of drugs, whether as medicine or for recreational use, has long divided people. Missouri residents will find out in a few weeks whether they'll get a voice in legalizing medical marijuana in the Show Me state. Anna Pruse of Park Hill South High School in Kansas City learned that supporters have filed a petition to get the measure on the November ballot.
Supporters say marijuana is more beneficial than many synthetic drugs. Jill Heisler is a registered nurse who works in the Cardiac Diagnostic Center at Boone Hospital.
I think that it's been well proven that for many years pharmaceuticals have been trying to come up with synthetic drugs that produce the same effect as what they can find from a natural avenue, which I think marijuana has some very definite benefits for pain control, for nerve pain, for lack of appetite.
Heisler says, every time you have the opportunity to put something natural in your body, typically you are better off.
With any kind of synthetic drug, all you have to do is look at the packaging label to read all the adverse side effects that go along with the desired side effect.
Some people would like to see it expanded beyond just medical marijuana.
Just for my own personal use, it's a relaxing tool, and it's a way to communicate. It really widens the community.
But not everyone agrees.
Why do you have to take a drug to feel happier or to feel more able to be more available to think and write a new letter or a book or photo? open your brain, open your mind, open your spirit, and you don't really want to have you do that.
I really don't know. I mean, if it was legal, then that would be one less thing we would have to be dealing with.
The county sheriffs are putting the bulk of their resources into locking up meth, heroin, and opioid dealers. With the Missouri Urban Journalism Workshop, I'm Anna Bruce.
Thank you for watching our program and have a great night.